Now to that stunning decision in the Alex Murdaugh case after the South Carolina Supreme Court overturned his double murder conviction from a couple of years ago. Lawyers for the disgraced attorney said he's feeling very thankful to no longer be labeled the killer of his wife, Margaret, and 22-year-old son, Paul.
Yesterday, South Carolina's top court ruled Murdaugh was denied his right to a fair trial because County Clerk of Court Becky Hill influenced the jury's decision. The court said that she suggested Murdaugh's testimony could not be trusted and, quote, placed her fingers on the scale of justice. NBC News legal analyst Misty Marris has been following this case from the beginning, joins us now. So, Misty, Murdaugh's attorneys were exclusively on today this morning talking with Craig Melvin. Let's take a listen to what they said about whether they think they can now get an acquittal in this retrial.
Everyone says, well, the jury convicted him so quickly, evidence was overwhelming. If you take away all those financial crime, prejudicial, victims testifying, the Supreme Court talked about that yesterday, you've got no forensic evidence, no fingerprints, no eyewitness, no confession, no video. The only thing they have is this, he lied about where he was.
The Snapchat video.
Right. Other than that, the motive is paper thin.
They went on to say that in a retrial, the statistics actually show that the defendants fare better. Misty, what do you think? Do you agree? And tell us why. Do you think he has a chance of being acquitted?
So I don't know about the source of that statistic, but what I will say is that from the defense perspective, you're going to have a lot more information going into the second time around. All of the witnesses have been cross-examined on the stand. You're going to have impeachment material. And some things that were unique about the Murdaugh trial, there was evidence that was coming to light during the case. There was GPS data from his vehicle that was presented to the defense in week 4 of the trial. So, kind of as everything was going on.
That placed him somewhere else?
That actually was really critical to the timeline and in favor of the prosecution. But now the defense knows all of that. There's very unlikely to be anything that's a surprise going into trial, too. So having that information is certainly helpful. Also, we know here prosecutors may have to shift the way they approach the case because of that financial data. But again, there's a lot of evidence that is going to make it a tough case for him regardless, but you never know how the second trial will turn out.
It's a rare redo. Everyone sort of gets to rethink their strategy, and one of the questions that's going to come to light, will Murdaugh take the stand like he did during his original double murder trial? What do you think the thinking would be on that one?
So as his attorneys actually said to Craig, first of all, it's his choice, and he's a lawyer, so he might have a unique perspective on whether or not to do it. A lot of what the defense strategy is, though, generally, from the advice of your lawyers, you see what the prosecution's case is. Did the prosecution present a case that has holes in it? Is there a reasonable doubt? Do you need to fill those gaps? So that could be part of it. But remember, he took the stand the first time around. So there's a ton of impeachment material for him if he's inconsistent, if he takes the stand in his new trial. And I'm not so sure that there's a world where his testimony, because he waived his Fifth Amendment right during the first trial, maybe snippets of that come in whether or not he takes the stand at all, to the extent it's relevant. That's an evidentiary issue that I think we should all look out for. One is prosecution. What are the limitations on those financial crimes that they can bring into the courtroom? The court didn't say none. The court said it was too much. So what will that be? And what is a ruling going to be about the prior testimony? Is there a world where some of that comes in, whether he takes the stand or not?
So those words could come back to haunt him in the second trial?
Could certainly be a factor in that decision of whether to take the stand the second time.
All right.
This was a media circus the first time. I'm fascinated to find out what happens in 2.0.
You were there. Misty Marris, thank you so much.